Hello, everybody. Razor Blade Mango, aka Adam, here, and I wanted to do something special for the anniversary, the 1 year anniversary of one of my all-time favorite games, the awesome, legendary, maybe not legendary, but legendary in my eyes, Titanfall, or soon to be Titanfall 2. And I wanted to do a nice 1 year reflection slash spoiler cast for Titanfall 2. So I brought Mario with me today. Say hi. No, you're not doing the fucking Chewbacca thing. I will not let you.
Why?
No.
Why?
No.
Yahoo!
Oh my god. No. You can get out. Get out of my house. Get out of my house. No, come back. Come back. Come back. Come back. Hey, come back. I'm sorry. Oh, well. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. So, Titanfall 2, which in my opinion is one of the great tragedies of video games, at least of a recent video gaming memory. And the reason it's a tragedy is because I remember when the first one was announced. And the first one was not very good because one, it came out at that point in time where it was like that weird moment in video gaming where they tried to make everything like a multiplayer only experience, and it just had it was really shallow. It just did not have much to do in it, and people played it and they got over it in like a week. And similar with like Evolve and Star Wars Battlefront 2 and Siege and all that, and like these are games that just came out, didn't have a lot of meat to them, and just flopped from a consumer standpoint. Some of them financially. I think Evolve was one of the ones that like did not sell very well, but Titanfall had a really strong start, and then it just kind of faded out. And I played it back when it was on the Xbox One, and I tried it, and I was just like, meh. Like, did you ever play the first one?
No, I never played the first one. Thank God I didn't play the first one.
And I remember like all the fucking hype about it, and everybody going like, oh my god, you need to believe the hype about Titanfall. Titanfall's amazing. I think it was like number one.
And after that, like they finally play, and they're like, oh, do you even play Titanfall? He's like, oh, that game. Yeah, it's been a while. I'll probably get back to it somehow.
Yeah, people just kind of, it really showed like the disposability of games in this era. Where like, it's so weird. Like so many people like hyped it up, and you had all these like game like press and everything just whipping each other up into this fucking frenzy over it. And then it came out.
Are you gonna get it?
I'm on Titanfall. I'm on Titanfall. I'm on Titanfall.
Oh my god! And 3 weeks later, you're like, yeah. Yeah. Have you guys played Titanfall at all? Like they're like,
Yeah.
It's been a while. I played it yesterday for like an hour.
Yeah. It just didn't have a lot of longevity to it. Didn't help too that it had a season pass. You had to pay extra for. Cut the community, and it had microtransactions in it as well.
Yeah, and Respawn was like literally just like, fuck.
Yeah, that sucked too, because these were the guys that got fired from. These are like the top.
These were the top two guys that got fired from what? Did they get
Infinity
fired?
Ward.
I heard wasn't the story one of them left or something?
No, they both got fired.
Yeah, and after that, that's why Modern Warfare 3 was meh.
I like Modern Warfare 3.
I didn't like it as much. I didn't have that same thing as like the first two.
I like the first two. It's just I think 3 is pretty on par with like this like 2. No. Modern Warfare 1 is still the best Call of Duty ever made. Like I think objectively it's the best one.
I'm not saying 3 was terrible. It was just I gave it like a B-. There you go.
Really?
Yeah, I give it like a B-.
See, I'd give something like Ghosts a B-. I'd give Modern Warfare like a B or a B+. I mean, Modern Warfare 3 like a B or a B+. But anyway, these are the guys that got fired from Infinity Ward, and then they formed Respawn. And they hooked up with EA, unfortunately. And Microsoft... Blech.
I'm sorry.
Fucking EA, yeah. But Yeah, and then Xbox came in and were like, we need an exclusive for the Xbox. So they made like this weird console exclusive for the. It literally came out on like everything except PlayStation consoles. It came out on the Xbox One, 360, and PC, and then didn't come out on PS4 or PS3.
On the time where like Xbox sales were kind of low compared to the PS4, which was really bad for marketing and sales. And I was like, well, one, there's a reason why it didn't sell well.
Yeah.
Two, Xbox sales weren't as high. People started like, weren't people trying to cancel them and getting a PS4 after the whole thing? I remember that. See, this is where companies usually don't think about it. They gotta know, do they want to do it or what's the audience they're trying to aim for? Yes, they did it for Xbox and they suffered.
Yeah. Didn't help too that the first gameplay debut of it came after the Xbox One was announced to be $500, and I was like, oh, that's not really good. I mean, I like Respawn. I love Respawn now, but back then I was just like, really? Like, all right, whatever. Then we heard whispers about Titanfall 2, and I was like so indifferent towards it. Like when they talked about it at E3 last year, like the single player and the multiplayer, honestly, like I could not have given less of a fuck. I was just like, whatever. It's probably going to be more of the whatever. It's going to be some mediocre shit canned campaign and some multiplayer that I probably won't give a crap about or just whatever. It's just who cares? It's fucking Titanfall. Who gives a shit? Titanfall 2, I don't give a fuck.
And out of fucking nowhere.
Yeah. Like, I heard when it was like.
He tried to convince me, my brother, and everybody else I knew to fucking play it. Like, oh, you gotta play this.
Yeah.
He let me borrow it. He's like, here, take it home, play it. Trust me. You gotta trust me on this one. Alright, so I went home, fucking played it, finished the whole fucking thing, started playing the online, told my brother about it, gave it back to Adam. 2 months later, until we waited for an Amazon special, we fucking got the game. And that was like literally what we play most of the time. Between all the other fucking games that we actually have. But yeah, it's really good. And I didn't expect it because I heard a lot of shit about the first one. How this and that, and this one actually, the story was good. And obvious from the guys that made the first Call of Duty games, obvious the story, I can tell why.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it's just like I literally got really hooked up into it. It was just literally fun. Especially when I used to play with the guys all the time. It was just literally fun. And it was like weird because we were just like meh about it. Mm-hmm. And we're like, we're not going to get it. Then Adam buys it, tells everybody, we play it, we buy it, and now we're like literally it's like one of our favorite games of 2016.
One of my favorite is my favorite game. Like, hands down was my favorite game of 2016. One of my favorite games of this decade. One of my all-time favorite games ever. Like, if I were to make like a top 10, there's a very good chance that Titanfall would be on it. So yeah. But I'd heard like a lot of things about it when like the pre-release was starting to come up. Like, it was like a week before it came out, and I heard like from a lot of places that the campaign was like really excellent. And everyone was saying like how creative it was and how fun it was and how great the gameplay was. And I'm like, no shit. Okay. Well, I rented it. I didn't buy it initially. I rented it. And I knew from the moment it started that this was going to be something special. Like, for me, that rarely ever happens. Like, the very first, like, and I'm talking about after the initial, like, tutorial bit with, like, you're running around in the gauntlet and he's, like, giving you the tutorials, like, how to shoot and wall run and do whatever. I'm talking about the moment when, like, the Titanfall 2 title comes up and you see, like, this pod dropping in the background on the planet. And it's got, like, Cooper in it. And he's, like, strapped in. And he's, like, shaking all on the ground. And then you, like, are dropped into, like, this fucking hell zone. And, like, your comrades are getting slaughtered left and right by, like, these robots. And there's, like, the lizard monsters that come out and kill you. And then, like, the Titans start to get involved. You're just, like, a soldier. You're nothing. you could get fucking pulverized in an instant by these things, and you get saved by the guy who originally pilots BT.
Also,
Yeah, and he gets killed by Blisk, who's the main villain from the Marauder. Is it the Marauder Corps? Apex Predators. That's what they're called. The Apex Predators, and he gets killed, and he transfers like the command to you. And just the way like that it presented the story initially, like the initial setup, where you're weak, but you gradually grow into the role of the pilot, and just the fact that like this guy is the guy that showed you, like, that trained you, tutorials, you have some kind of like emotional connection to this guy, and to see him die, he dies, and then you build like the funeral for him, the grave, and you mark like the stones on it and stuff like that, and I was just like, I could feel it. I'm like, there's something different about this. Like it's giving me that vibe that this is something really good, and I want to keep playing it. And the more I played it, like as soon as you become the pilot, and as soon as you're able to like run around and camouflage yourself, and the punch, that's one of my favorite parts of the game, when you can punch people and they go fucking flying off into the like a cliff or flying into a wall. I love that. It's so cool. And you feel powerful as a pilot. It's this great contrast between letting you play as just a grunt soldier rifleman, and then you become a badass pilot by the end. It's incredible. It's incredible character development through gameplay. And I kept wait. Oh, did you?
No, and after that, obviously you have BT 7. Was it
7274 or something like that?
BT 7274, which is a Vanguard class Titan, which are actually rare, because everyone in the game is always talking about it. He's like, he's got something really rare, and I was like, rare? It's like, yeah, they don't like, they don't make the Titans like they used to compared to the Vanguard, because BT was able to handle a lot of damage.
Yeah.
Have you noticed that? I was like, wow. Yeah. And I like that, because always you're something. Oh, you start off as a nobody. You got some minor training, but you're just like a regular like soldier. And obviously, given this new role where you kind of learn throughout the whole process, and you also have a connection with BT as well.
Yeah.
Which I kind of like that. You have a connection with him, playing out through the whole game. And obviously, he has that sense of humor. Obviously, as like
Oh yeah,
I love that.
It's fun. That's the thing. It's not like this grim, serious fucking game. It's not like Black Ops 3 where it's like so fucking ridiculous, and they play it completely straight. And I was so irritated by that, just because how stupid it all was. And this is like really goofy, but this is played like it walks that really fine line between like playing it straight and playing it really goofy. And it has goofier elements in it. Like it's got like the campy, silly cartoon villains, and it's got like BT and Jack's dialogue and all that.
It kind of reminded me like I don't know if you get this thing, but remember how Terminator 2 with like the kid and the Terminator robot?
Yeah.
It's just like that. It just felt like that.
There's the guy Richter. He's Arnold Schwarzenegger. He's not voiced by him, but like it's totally an Arnold Schwarzenegger impersonator. It's so fucking funny, because like the trophy that comes up when you kill him, it says "See you at the party." Yeah, it's so cool. As like when he comes in, he's like, "Oh, I go bring my guys here. We're going to go kill this pilot." It's so fucking good. I love it. But I remember the moment I finally like fell in love with it. And I'd been like really liking it up until that point. There's that really excellent set piece where you're in that factory and you have to navigate the conveyor belt, and it's like building that fake house that you have to go through and building the fake worlds, this big ass factory, and then you have to escape through it, and you go to this one area and you have to fight Ash, who's the one of the lieutenants in the Apex Predators. And you fight her, and she's in the one with the sword, the Rodin class. She's fighting you in that. And I remember having like kind of a tough time like doing it. Like it took me a while to get used to the Titan controls and fighting her. And I was like, oh wow, this is a really cool fight. And I was just like, come on, let's go. Come on, bitch, let's go. And then finally, like, when I got her down to the point where, like, the core is exposed, and you can do, like, a melee attack on her, and it does, like, a dynamic execution move, that moment when, like, BT, like fucking, I think he, like, rips her, like, grabs her, tears her out of the Titan, crushes her in his hand, and kicks the Titan back so it explodes on the ground. Like, I literally, like, I remember, like, standing up and going, like, God damn! This game, holy shit! This was awesome! Like, this is the shit that I want to see. And from then on, I just, like, loved it. And I was like, this is amazing! Like, everything about this game is amazing. And I kept waiting, dude. I was loving it. I was also scared as well. I was scared that it would turn shit at one point. I was waiting for that one level to piss me off. I was waiting for that one level to really take me out of it and just be like, oh, God, this is going to be such a drag. Never came. All levels, all of them, at the bare minimum, are really good.
I love the parts when every time he holds you and he's like, I made the calculations by weight and everything. Yes. He just throws you. I was like, that. No way.
So cool.
It's just him. Like, there's that, like, he tries to be sarcastic, even though he tries not to. There is a point where you see, like, just the humor in it.
Yeah, Cooper.
Like in the beginning when Cooper's like, did you miss me? And he's like, what he says? Something
hey,
like,
you miss me?
He's like, if he's so serious, and he's like, if you mean dad, and yeah, I did. It's like, oh my God, and I love it because, like, the way you can talk to him, you choose what you want to say.
Yeah.
And that's one thing. It's like, okay, and there's always something that comes out that's actually good. And like it's I just like that. It's really good.
It's like, it's so small. Like, giving Jack a voice, they don't have to do that. It's so small, it's so simple, but it works all that more just investing you in what's going on, making you give a shit about PT. He's like, I can't stand it in most games, like a voiceless protagonist. And even in games that I love, like Persona 5, I think is fucking fantastic. I would like that game even more if Joker talked. That'd be much better. Because that would give me, like, more of an emotional investment in the world. And I get the point in most games, it's like, oh, but you are in the world. And I'm like, yeah, but that doesn't... Destiny. Yeah, like Destiny. It's like, yeah, but that doesn't work with me because I can't talk to them. I can't input my own dialogue. It's just a blank face that I have to keep saying these pre-chosen lines. But if you add a voice behind it, that gets me more into it. That makes me give a shit about the character that I'm playing as. That's what separates Jack from some one of those, like, faceless fucks from, like, Call of Duty or whatever in the latter day ones.
Because Call of Duty didn't have anybody until, like, what was it, Black Ops? Where you play as Mason, but you didn't choose it, and you actually had someone to just talk back instead of just being quiet the whole time.
Yeah.
And the difference in this one is, like, you know how Fallout, all the Fallout games, Witcher games, you choose, like, you choose it, but, like, in a first person shooter, it's like, it's kind of like, you don't see that often. You don't even see that at all. And with this, it was just good for the game. I liked it. What else? What?
But it's like, yeah, there's just so much about this game. Like, they're constantly, like, one-upping the set pieces. Mm-hmm. Like, and they don't repeat them a lot too. Very easily they could, like, that whole really amazing, like, this game has the best time travel I've ever seen in a game. Like, and it's not just going back into the past and you, like, stay there for a long time. This is like you're zipping in and out of two different timelines in order to, like, solve environment puzzles and fight enemies. And they will actually, like, react to you going like, oh fuck, where did he go? And then you blink back and you kill them. And if you actually kill them in the past, their bodies will appear on the floor in the present time, as well as like skeletons or whatever. And that's a detail I didn't even notice the first time I played it, because I was like so into it. And like I was like, this is so creative. They're bringing in like so many games. I struggle to think of any kind of like big set pieces. There's usually only like one or two. Like even Uncharted, even the Uncharted games. Like, can you think of like Uncharted 4? Like the first things that pop into my mind are like the Madagascar the car chase in Madagascar. That's one of them. That's like the big showstopper set piece. Then there's the tank like running away from the armored car tank thing at the end, and it's like, okay, that like a lot of the other set pieces in that, while cool, they aren't like designed to be like that big showstopper like the car chase with you like getting dragged behind like Indiana Jones, stuff like that.
I like the one with Uncharted 3 where you were like in the desert.
Yeah.
And out there was the one with the plane, and there was the one with the boat.
Yeah.
Then Uncharted 2 was basically, it was just a train the whole time.
Yeah. It's they've got like one set piece. I think Titanfall 2 at least has that like 5 standout moments I can think of like top of my head. The factory conveyor belt, number 1. Number 2, there's the fight with Ash. Number 3, there's the chase where you're going after the ship that contains the super weapon. Number 4, where you have to fight Viper, who's like the Boba Fett of the Titanfall 2 world. And number 5, of course, the time travel thing, which is a fucking amazing. Just that chase particularly, where you're like fighting all these like ships, and Viper comes out and he talks like Boba Fett. I was like, I love this game. This keeps like one-upping itself. And then like the final bit where you're like charging into the main hideout of the villains that have the weapon, and there's like all these titans dropping out of the sky and exploding, and it's like this fucking chaos around you, and you gotta push through to get to the weapon. I was just like, it's like, fuck, this is everything I ever wanted like as a kid. Like when you're a kid and you're like mashing toys together, this is the kind of shit that you picture in your head. This kind of like sense of tightly controlled chaos. It's incredible. Absolutely incredible what they do in the campaign. And of course, BT has to, he's got to sacrifice himself at the end, which was, I kind of expected that, but still the way they do it and the investment I have in PT, it still like, brings a tear to my eye every time he like launches himself, and he's like, protect the pilot, and he's like, trust me, he throws you out of the way and he explodes, and then you gotta like run, and there's like the debris coming up. Yeah. Oh man, it's so sad. Like when he dies, well, he's obviously good. If they make a Titanfall 3, he'll be in it, obviously, yeah, he'll be in it. But yeah, it's just so good. Like I could go on and on about the campaign, just all the little things that they do that make it great. The guns are great. The puzzles
the
are.
gun at the end.
The gun at the end, yes, so good. The smart pistol. That's another one when you're running around, the smart pistol. And like after hours of like fighting these guys regularly, you have the smart pistol where you just boom, 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 and just like get headshot just automatically. It's so awesome. It's so creative. Just everything about this campaign just bursts with a spark of ingenuity and passion and design. And you don't see that from a lot of campaigns. Like that's one of my biggest fears with the Battlefront 2 campaign. I feel like it's just going to be like a slap version of the multiplayer. It's just going to be like multiplayer but with bots. They're not going to take the time to really design a memorable, satisfying campaign. It's just going to be like, oh, whatever.
Or just like the Battlefield stories.
Yeah. Most of the Battlefield ones, they're just kind of
fast-paced. Yeah,
they're just kind of bot versions of the multiplayer. We don't really get a lot of really excellent first-person shooter campaigns anymore, which is sad because this is one of the truly great ones. And also the multiplayer too. The wise thing, got rid of the microtransactions, got rid of the season pass, made all the content for free. The only things you have to pay for are just some of the premier skins that you get, which I will agree are overpriced. But I would take that over them fucking up their system in order to sell microtransactions. Happily, this is how it's done. Like, Star Wars Battlefront 2 could have taken the Titanfall 2 approach. Easily.
Nope.
Would have sold gangbusters.
Nope.
Nope. So what I'm saying, like, people are like, oh, well, the game is so expensive. And I'm just like, yeah, but Titanfall 2 didn't have to do that. And Titanfall 2 is a fucking fart in the wind compared to goddamn Star Wars Battlefront. It's like...
Even though Star Wars Battlefront 2, they said there weren't going to be they're going to have all the DLC for free. And I will say this. Adam did call it before all of us did.
I told everyone.
He told everyone, and I was like, you probably will be right. Then a year later, he's like, still called it. Yeah. Still fucking called it. Or we're going to have microtransactions. Knowing EA, right now especially, what's going on. Yeah, he was right the whole time.
This game is a miracle. Like, the way EA is now, where they're trying to do this... Like,
I don't know how the fuck they even made that happen with no microtransactions, knowing EA.
I don't know. Like, it's like... This game, to me, is just, like, a living miracle. It's a thing where it came from one of the absolute worst, scummiest publishers out there. And yet it came out with no microtransactions, all DLC, all, like, really substantial DLC for free. And it's fucking excellent.
And it's rare.
That's rare. The campaign is fucking fantastic.
Rare. EA hasn't made a good campaign since like the Frontline days. Although at that time of era, there was Medal of Honor Frontline, and there was Rising Sun.
Yeah.
And after that, they came out with like a new Medal of Honor, and that was shit.
Yeah, those last two Medal of Honors were fucking awful, rough as shit. But it's like, I'm shocked this kind of game exists in a world where EA is more focused on things like making a Destiny clone with Anthem and canceling the fucking Visceral game in order to promote more games as a service. We need to make a game that's all about broad appeal.
Did you see the first in-game photo of the Star Wars game they were trying to work on?
Yeah, well, it was the didn't they show it like a couple years ago?
I think so.
They showed it like 2016. Like, they showed like a brief glimpse of the Visceral Star Wars game, and then it just got shit canned like a fucking year and a half later.
And now I'm scared because Respawn's working on a Star Wars game, and that's the one thing that's concerning me and Adam, because we don't know if EA's gonna fuck them over too.
Yeah, that's my... I've said it in like 3 other videos, so I'll be brief here, but yeah, that makes me really nervous, because thankfully Respawn are an independent company. Respawn are like Insomniac. They're independent. They work with whoever the fuck they want to work with. And I guess they own the rights to Titanfall.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I guess just out of convenience they partnered with EA, just because. And I'm pretty sure with Titanfall 3 they'll partner with EA. But thank God, like, they own the rights to Titanfall. EA cannot shit can them. So, but they can still fuck around with that Star Wars game.
Oh yeah.
Because EA have a much bigger say in what happens with Star Wars than with Titanfall. Like, much bigger. So and I guess like the director, he's the guy that worked on God of War 3. He's the guy that directed God of War 3, and he's working with the Respawn on this. And from what I've seen from the small little glimpse, I guess it has something to do with lightsabers, and I'm just like, fuck. A Respawn game with lightsabers? Count me the fuck in. I'll play it day one. I don't give a fuck if EA is attached to it. But now I'm worried that it's going to get botched in order to sell a bunch of fucking loot boxes and
microtransactions everywhere.
Up the ass.
You want a yellow lightsaber? Well, it's only going to be $2.99. You want a purple lightsaber? It's going to be $5.99.
No. The purple lightsaber is going to be the most powerful one, but they're going to sell it for an instant unlock in the deluxe edition. That's like $80. And you get to play it like 3 days early.
But if you buy the Ultimate Edition for $120, you'll have everything else. And to fuck you moreover, we're going to sell you a fucking collector's edition with an actual lightsaber for $250 fucking dollars.
And you got to think, that collector's edition, that $250 one, the game's not even going to be in it.
Well, you can just go to the fucking store and buy like a fucking lightsaber online for like $100.
You know, they released I think they released an edition of like Battlefield 1 and Titanfall 2 without the game. I was like, What is the fucking point of that? I don't understand these collector's editions that don't have the game. It's so fucking stupid.
Did you hear about Gran Turismo Sport in Taiwan? Okay, so they the collector's edition was like $46,000, but it came with the Mazda Miata 2017 and with a bunch of other stuff, but it did not have the fucking game.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. That's fucking dumb. But
hey, if you were looking for a car and that came with the bundle, why not?
Well, you know, fucking Taiwan is weird. PlayStation Taiwan is weird when it comes to this kind of shit. Mm-hmm. And, of course, I said that this series is the ultimate tragedy. And the way it's a tragedy, too, is because this game fucking bombed financially. Like, it sold well. It sold a little bit better over time when people started to get more into it.
The problem is they released it on two of the biggest competitors of the year, which you had Battlefield 1 and you had Infinite Warfare with the Call of Duty Remastered.
Yeah.
And so you had this. That's right. You had Battlefield. You had Call of Duty. Then you had Titanfall.
Really? Like, if you're a first-person shooter fan, what are you gonna buy? Are you you're gonna buy Battlefield 1 and then very next week turn around and spend another $60 before you spend another $60 on Infinite Warfare? Like, come on.
Actually, $80. Don't forget, it was $80.
$80 if you want Modern Warfare Remastered. Which, fuck you, Activision. By the way,
and it's still overpriced for $40.
They're all overpriced. Have you seen how much they are on Steam still? Like the old games.
Modern Warfare 3 is still $40.
Yeah, it's fucking ridiculous. Whoever does the pricing, Activision is really stingy with their fucking sales. Like, their games rarely go on sale.
Their games are not even worth that much. You can fucking just get a brand new one or a used one for like $5-10 for one of the older ones. But on PC, it's still a brand new fucking game, so you're gonna pay like $30 to $40, which is way lower.
Yeah, exactly. Price. It's bullshit. But fucking EA. EA would be the only one that would have this amazing, glorious game on their hands and not do the smart thing by delaying it until next year to get it out of the way of Battlefield 1, Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, fucking all those other games that came out, Final Fantasy 15 that came out last year. Like, the holiday season in general, unless you are a big heavy hitter franchise, do not release in holiday. Do not do it. You'll get killed. Look at this year. Evil Within 2. Not a big name. Got fucking killed. That, like, look at that. And, like, you gotta be like a Destiny. You gotta be a Super Mario Odyssey. You gotta be an Assassin's Creed. You gotta be a Battlefront. You gotta be a big fucking name to sell well in holiday. And EA should have fucking known better. EA sent this game out to fucking fail. Fuck you, EA. Like, I don't know what makes me angrier. Probably Battlefront. The whole thing with them, their new obsession.
Why the fuck would EA send out a game where they know that Battlefield 1's going to be there and it's like one of the biggest things? I'm like, you guys should know, never send two of your fucking games at the same time because one's going to be better and the other one's going to fail.
Those idiots went to competition with themselves. And I'm like, what fucking moron asshole made that decision to release Titanfall 2 at that time?
And I think EA finally got the point where, like, Titanfall 2 was considered Game of the Year.
Yeah.
And they're like,
no, they won't.
But still, they're going to be like, well, you know, we're going to give them something they can work on. Then we're going to put fucking microtransactions in later.
Yeah.
Sure, why not?
Yeah, fuck them. They're going to fuck over Respawn. I know they are. I know EA. EA is the fucking... Like, I think Jim Strong said he's the Unicron of...
This is like one of like the things that EA have done good in years. Well, we're talking about years.
Yeah.
Because when was the last time EA had actually good shit?
I'm trying to think.
Bad Company.
I mean, they've been a part of like Mass Effect 2 and 3, which I think are great.
There's Bad Company.
Battlefield 1 I like. I like Battlefield 1. I don't think it's great, but I think it is good.
It's fun.
It's fun.
That's fun. If you play it with people, it's fun.
Yeah. Garden Warfare 2 is pretty.
Yes.
Garden Warfare 2 is pretty great.
Yes.
Even that had microtransactions in it, but that's one of the rare times that I feel like the game just like threw so much currency at you that like the microtransactions were kind of just like whatever. They're
just for people that really want.
They're still shit. Don't get me wrong. They're still shit, but they weren't like a fucking nuisance compared to probably like Battlefront 2 or whatever else EA is gonna shove into Anthem now. Now that BioWare has become like the soulless bullshit machine of EA.
Just remember, guys, BioWare's next.
BioWare's next, yeah. BioWare's next on the chopping block.
Gosh, Papa EA, where are we going? You'll see.
Boom! Fuck you, BioWare. Go in there with Visceral and Maxis and Criterion. And what are the guys that did the Burnout series initially? Not Criterion. Oh damn it! I can't think of their name. Well, anyway, that's EA. They're gonna fucking shit can. They can't shit can Respawn because they don't own Respawn. But yeah, it sucks what they did with Titanfall 2. Because it's so strange. It represents everything that I want. Nearly every positive thing I want to see in the industry as far as business. It's a focused, fun multiplayer game that isn't grindy, that gives you plenty of stuff to unlock, and has an excellent campaign attached to it. It sells DLC for free, the big DLC for free. It's got cosmetic skins that you can buy on the side. I wish they were better priced, but okay. No microtransactions. It's a great game. And that's the one that EA sent out to die. It's almost like they were sabotaging. It's almost like they wanted to manipulate the story, like justify like their own self-fulfilling prophecy, where they're like, "Oh, these games won't sell. These games that aren't focused on microtransactions. Here, let's fucking throw it right out in the middle of Battlefield 1 and Infinite Warfare. Fuck you, Respawn." And they just like sabotage their own game just to prove their own point. That's how vindictive EA is. EA is this vindictive, fucking wormy, slimy bucket of shit.
As much as I don't like Activision, EA is actually
I think they're about the same.
No, but I feel like EA is just over that top, a little bit higher. They're like here, but EA is like. Ding.
They're dumber. They're dumber than Activision, but I think Activision has done some really horrible stuff these last couple of years. Like ever since the beginning of this generation, they've just like been on a fucking scum fucking marathon. Like all the bullshit they've been doing these last couple of years. Same with EA started it before.
The only thing from good Activision was just Crash.
Yeah, well,
no, yeah, because
Destiny 2 was pretty good, even though they kind of fucked with that.
Crash.
Overwatch is really good. Overwatch is really good, even though they fucked with that with the stupid loot boxes. So there's that. But 1 year later, Titanfall 2 is still great. I still pick it up every so often and play it with people. I love, even though like months down the road they still added like a horde mode to it. That was great. The Frontier Defense is really fun. They added like a bunch of new maps, which I swear to God, man, if they had just waited and released that game like this year, or like this year, either like in I don't know, like May or no, release it in July. Release it in August. Like those are slow months. Just release it then. You'll have a decent game. You'll have a really great game that will get more sales. Like this blows my mind. This is like marketing 101. This is why am I smarter than EA? Why are we smarter than EA?
Because they don't know what the fuck they're doing.
No, they don't know what the fuck they're doing.
They thought they were like, oh, since it's one of our games, easy marketing 101. You don't put your same fucking products at the same time where one has more reputation than the other one does.
Yeah,
easy. There you go. Battlefield made millions of dollars. Here comes Titanfall 2. What the fuck is going on?
Just fucked up.
See, that's the one thing. If you look at other companies, see what else came out that year. Uncharted was released in May.
Yeah.
Usually, the Uncharted games are always released in November.
Sony games are always most Sony games nowadays. Most Sony games nowadays come out in the exclusives come out in the spring because they know to stay away from Star Wars Battlefront 2. They know to stay away from Call of Duty. They know to stay away from all these other
Call
games.
of Duty fanboys and Battlefield fanboys because they know that's the thing. The first thing they're gonna pick out in the beginning of the holidays.
Yeah.
It's that simple. Like, they know that's the time of year where Activision, EA are taking over the fucking gaming industry during those couple months.
Yeah.
Then here comes what was it, on Black Friday, and everyone's getting fucking Battlefield 1, or they're getting Call of Duty for like $40. And Sony games are like,
they're coming out with like DLC or something.
they're going over like DLC, and obviously they're having their games on sale too. Yeah. But it is the time of year.
Yeah.
If you're a gaming company, don't release your games on those fucking months, because you're gonna get fucking annihilated by shit. Because the only thing you're gonna see is Battlefield sales and fucking Call of Duty sales go all the way the fuck up, which is gonna be fucking World War II and Star Wars Battlefront 2.
Yeah,
that's gonna be one of the big things this year. Because is there any other fucking game that got released like right now? Besides Evil Within 2.
Evil Within 2.
What else?
Assassin's Creed Origins.
Well, that's gonna be another big.
Super Mario Odyssey. That's gonna be huge.
It has to be those big name games that have been out for years.
Yeah. Yeah. Makes me sad. It makes me sad because I really wanted this game to be excellent. Like, I really wanted this. No, it is excellent. I really wanted this game to do excellently.
Like
Sorry.
Everything.
Yeah, I wanted this game to sell gangbusters. To me, this game deserves all the sales in the fucking world. It would have sent a message to a ton of people that you don't need to bullshit your audience. You don't need to manipulate them psychologically with loot boxes and microtransactions. You can come out and have a great game.
Or have like fake ratings like 9.3,
yeah.
9.5, 9 out of 10.
Yeah, it's great. And EA sent it out to die. EA completely fucked it up. And even a year later, it's still one of the best games I've ever played.
EA
I love this shit. EA is horrible. Like, I've been on an EA bashing binge this last week. Like, I did like three. I did 3 videos about Star Wars. I did 3 videos Star Wars EA related.
I started every day I was posting shit about EA on Twitter.
Yeah, it's because they've been terrible these last 2 weeks. Like the Battlefront 2 beta was they totally fucked that up with the microtransactions, all the bullshit loot boxes, and then they come out and close the Visceral and cancel their Star Wars game that had Amy Hennig attached to it.
Dead Space 4.
Dead Space never gonna happen again. And then I don't know what the fuck Amy Hennig's gonna do. Did they announce like what her next move is, or if she's gonna stick with EA? I hope to God she doesn't stick with EA. I'm gonna be so worried if she's gonna be stuck with EA. What the fuck?
Just go work at Rockstar.
Yeah, she'd be great at Rockstar. Go work at
something with storytelling. She's amazing with it.
Yeah, fuck it. Go create her own studio. Go create her own studio. Make it an independent studio. Kickstart it. Find outward funding. I don't know. Maybe get Sony to back it. I don't know.
Go back with Sony and make a new IP.
I don't think Naughty. She wants to go back to Naughty Dog.
No, go with like Sony, like a different company.
Yeah, I mean, you know.
Kojima.
God, if she worked with Kojima, that'd be so great. That'd be awesome. I don't know if those two styles would really work though. Like their methods of storytelling are like completely different. They're like polar opposites.
They can pull it off.
Yeah, they could.
And an Uncharted horror game.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah. Yup.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck EA. Fucking garbage ass fucking company. I hate them. I don't know what company I hate the most, but EA is definitely like hovering around the top. Like they represent everything that is absolutely fucking horrible with the industry. Just awful. They are awful. Like I said, it's a miracle. A fucking miracle that great games like Garden Warfare 2 and Titanfall 2 have come out. From EA.
Or that they even made it happen with like fucking the first like Medal of Honor games.
Yeah. Well, that was a long time.
That was a long time ago, but that was like good. Because back then EA was making what? Well, Need for Speed, Medal of Honor, Burnout series. Yeah. And now it has come to this.
Come to this bullshit. Absolute fucking bullshit. So, final question. What would be the one thing that you'd want to see for Titanfall 3?
Bring Jack Cooper back. And BT. That's all I need.
For me, it would be... Don't put in microtransactions. Just literally have it be the exact same structure as Titanfall 2. Make the campaign longer, make it crazier, make it even better. Just have the multiplayer be like the same thing. Just the same fucking thing.
Also, to Respawn, if you guys are going to make Titanfall 3 and if EA says to put microtransactions, just tell them to fuck over and go with another company. There you go. Just don't go with Warner Brothers either.
No.
Fuck EA. Go with Sony.
That'd probably be the best alternative. God, that makes me sad. They're like one of the last bastions for single player games, like AAA top tier single player games. One of the last beacons of hope. But I'm still looking forward to their Star Wars, like whatever their Star Wars game is going to be. I'll be very curious as to what it is. Let's see. I bet EA is going to cancel that as well.
It wasn't too... In our eyes, it wasn't as good as we thought it will be. So we decided to just give it to one of our other studios to uplift it to the most what people want is microtransactions and online multiplayer. Yeah. Basically, EA is trying to pull a Ubisoft now.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. No, they're trying to pull an Activision. They want all their games to be Destiny now. Because that's EA. That's EA. EA is...
Everyone's gonna want to be fucking Kylo Ren. What the fuck am I supposed to be? The same fucking stormtrooper like everybody else? Oh, let me be a blue-red Star Trooper. Yay!
But that's what EA does. EA hates EA is so jealous of Activision. Whenever Activision has a big success, they want to copy Activision. It happened every fucking time. It happened with Call of Duty. They turned all their games into boring brown military shooters. They fucked up Medal of Honor to make it Call of Duty. They fucked up that Insomniac game Overstrike to turn into Fuse to make it into a boring brown military shooter. They fucked up Battlefield to make that into a Call of Duty ripoff. And now Activision has Overwatch. Oh, let's turn Battlefront into that. Hey, let's have Battlefront have emotes and victory poses and shitty loot boxes and all this other crap and all these cosmetic stuff. But no, let's just not ask cosmetic. Let's have upgrades in there. Oh, Activision has a Destiny. We need a Star Wars Destiny. No, fuck that. We need a BioWare Destiny. BioWare, fuck your single player game. You're making Anthem for us. That better be Destiny or we're gonna fucking shit can you too. You're gonna get fucking shot in the head and put into the goddamn pile along with everyone else that we've killed. Mark my words, 2 years, if Anthem does not do well, BioWare's dead. BioWare's fucking dead. I don't care how beloved they are. They're fucking dead. If Anthem doesn't sell well. They're done for.
Yeah, what he said. It's fucking true.
It sucks. But anyway, to close on a positive note, Titanfall 2, fucking amazing. One of my all-time favorite games. even despite EA trying to fuck it over, it's still fantastic a year later. And I love it.
It's one of my favorite games. Not like Adam's top 1, 3. It's there. It's there. It's there.
Yeah.
Uncharted 4 though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Uncharted 4 is great, but Titanfall 2 is better.
Titanfall
2 is better.
We're not gonna get into this.
But anyway, that's it.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a long time coming for this one. Because I've wanted to do this.
I've
I've waited. But, yeah. Titanfall 2 is great. So anyway, thank you guys for watching. Have a good one, everyone. Take care.